Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Fiddlesticks, and I'll be facing off against the Jarvan adventure from the Spirit Blossom campaign. I really wanted to try out Fiddlesticks here, since I need to beat it with a Runeterra champion. The idea is that I'm running the Relic Shock and Awe, so when an ally that costs 1 or less attacks, I deal 1 to the enemy nexus. That helps us terrify a lot with the nowhere is safe. So that way you can proc the Bountiful Harvest a bunch of times. And that way we build up a board that's massive and win the game that way with 1-drops. And then we have Armless Scarecrow just to terrify far more expensive cards, and Stalker's Blade to swing the board when we do get Fiddlesticks on the board. I'm not worried about anything actually. I'm pretty sure we just win this adventure extremely easy. I'm even going to take the raiding party here because I feel like we'll make good use of it with our 1-drops. Doing one a turn to the enemy nexus, and it's also synergistic with other powers as well. I would like to mulligan for 1-drops, please. I'll keep the Reap because it deals damage to the opponent's nexus while debuffing the opponent. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 1-drops in our deck. We only have one, I think. So it's somewhat to be expected, but I still wanted to hit it. It's fine, we Terrify one here. The opponent's units are no longer relevant because of that. I'm going to hold that for the next turn because it's our attacking turn. In the meantime, I'll just do double 2 and an enemy 2 Gloom, so now that's no longer a threat, and it dies in the process. Yeah, every time I Terrify, I just reduce the stats on the opponent's units. There's no way you can survive that. It is a 5-star adventure, so I figured a 4-star champion or a 6-star champion, actually, counting Sword. A 6-star champion wouldn't really have a lot of difficulty, but in my opinion, this is a bit harder than the average 5-star adventure in the previous additional campaigns they released. Now, very quick blade. Unfortunately, that costs 2. I want 1-drops. Zoe is a 1-drop. Pireth is a 1-drop. I'm going to take the Zoe 1-drop, especially for Sight Alteration. I just get it in hand every time. And here... Sign's not a 1-drop, but the Reborn Grenadier is a 1-drop, so I want that. When you summon an ally, frostbite it. Not really what I want. When an ally dies, deal 2 to your nexus. I'm going to spend 1 reroll here, and if I don't like the outcome, I'm just going to move on. Round end, kill all allies except your strongest. Nope. I don't want to deal with that. Item chest or spells chest? I think the Omen Hawk is going to be a good encounter for us, because while the opponent's units are going to have a lot of attack, they are not going to have a lot of health to compensate for that fact. So I can just Terrify them to death. Hopefully, I can Terrify them to death. Sign in the opening hand. Not really what I want. I'll discard it. Play the Reborn Grenadier. Discard the Cyan. It gets overwhelmed, so we can even deal damage to the opponent's nexus with our Zoe. Or I can give the enemy 2 Gloom. Or... I'll grant an enemy to Gloom just to attack with the Zoe into the Omen Hawk. Deal 1 extra damage. Then I can attack like this. The opponent obviously blocks with the Unscarred Reaver, but I'm doing this to maximize the amount of damage the opponent's Nexus takes. I can terrify a whole bunch here. Now my Zoe is massive, and the opponent doesn't have a board. That's super cool star chart. It's unfortunate, but I have to play the Lurking Light Nightmare just to lock into the Bull Elnuk, even though I wanted to use it for an aggressive turn. It's fine. I'll just do that right now. Just attack like this. The opponent doesn't even bother with blocking them. Is he that desperate to keep board presence? Maybe. Oh, there's the Fiddlesticks. Ooh, we leveled up the sign. Not really going to be relevant because, I mean, look at the board state.
I've got this.
But it's good to know that I have that as a backup plan. How many cards does he have in deck? 4 cards left. And he's drawing through it. Honestly, I'm just going to Terrify one to get rid of his last card. Now he can't even draw. Poor guy. Imagine losing to decking out. Couldn't be me. The upcoming encounter is Alpha Wildclaw, I think. That can be a problem, especially if I don't hit a 1-drop here. But the Blighted Caretaker generates 1-drops. Yeah, let's take the Blighted Caretaker. Item chest. None of these are 1-drops. I guess Shallow Siren with Warding Charm will have to do. Now, the first few turns are definitely going to be rough against this guy, because he's just going to attack with a 11-6 Overwhelm unit and I can't deal with it. But maybe afterwards I'll be fine. Maybe. I can go triple 1-drop here. Or I can go Roar of the Slayer, kill that thing immediately, minimize the amount of damage I take. I think that's decent, right? Especially because I summoned another unit to go alongside this. Yeah, sure, the opponent blocks and I don't develop or I don't have a board now. And I take 3. But I think it's fine, even if I don't buff up my units. Oh, never mind, I got the unit on board, that means I get the buffs anyway. Lucky me. That's not threatening. Anything else you want to do, opponent? I figured as much. He's definitely going to try and pull my Zoe, probably. But I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Go for his swing turn. Never mind, because I pulled the Fiddlesticks. I was about to say I'm going to swing with all of my 1-drops, but the Fiddlesticks being summoned here changed my plans. I can just go for the kill. That went significantly better than I anticipated. The fact that we got the kill spell on the first turn definitely saved us a bunch of health. Otherwise I'd have had to take the Alpha Wild Plus attack. All these are pretty bad. And I'm still not getting one drop. I guess I'll take the Noxian Fervor. Let's see if I can get one drops in the shop. Precious Pet is a one drop. I'm definitely getting a bunch of those. Power, Bouncing Blades. Yeah, I'll take it. Worst case scenario, I'll deal one to the enemy nexus to terrify one in the future. And then for the card cut, I definitely take cut the Noxian Fervor, right? We don't really do a lot of spell casting. Braum. The encounter that gave me a lot of trouble with Mel. I feel like this against Fiddlesticks though it's going to be extremely easy. I'll just terrify or terrify the opponent, and then all of his units are going to get gloom and they will die because they won't have enough health. Let's play Zoe first, see what he does. Let's go for the Lurking Nightmare. I don't really care. The only thing that matters is that my one drops attack, not really that their attacks connect. So even if this buffs up the opponent's units a little bit, I'm still going to terrify a whole bunch here. That's going to matter. Yeah. Just like that, the Braum went from a 9 health unit to a 5 health unit. Let's pass. Really? Honestly, I can do this, and that kills the Braum. Poor guy. He has no options. This is a one drop. This is not a one drop. I'm going to kill that thing just so I can attack with the saplings, which are one drops. I don't care. Terrify the opponent to the maximum. Yeah, the units get buffed up, but not for long, they won't. Let's get the messenger. It's some card draw, but I will save it because I know for a fact that I'm going to get a bunch of units here. Just like that, the opponent's board is no more. And yes, he just drops down the Lone Scarthane Stefan because he can't do anything. 4 cards in deck, 3 nightmares. Poor guy. I won't even get to level up Zoe a single time in this run, I think. She's just here to be a one drop. I wonder how would that... no, it wouldn't work. I was thinking if Zoe's level up would give my units a bunch of spirit, but it shouldn't. Do I want more Zoes? Actually, Quick Strike Blade Zoe is pretty decent to get even more Terrify out of her. Boarding Party. Now that the Braum adventure is behind us, Boarding Party is actually pretty decent because it deals even more damage to the opponent's nexus. Power Overwhelming, but -2 starting mana. That's going to gimp me a lot. But I could use the challenge, so let's take it. I'm still going to go against the Unscarred Reaver though, because that's definitely easier than the Mage Seeker. Let's skip the Precious Pet. Precious Pet is actually going to be pretty decent. against units that have 0 attack. Let's just play the Precious Pet. He probably plays a 0 attack unit. Actually, no. Definitely didn't expect that. Well, at least I deal 3 to the opponent's Nexus. So that's a Terrify 3. Hopefully I hit something good off of that. Okay, that's a unit. That's huge. Because that gets buffed up with the Spirit.
In the War Mother's name.
That's fine. I'm just going to ping the opponent's Nexus for 1. Does the opponent attack? Doesn't seem like he's going to attack. I guess I'll just go for the Reborn Grenadier. I'll save the Zoe for later. I don't want to just buff up the entire enemy board just for the sake of it. Because they do get buffed up off of the Scar grounds. Then I can go for the Zoe, Terrify a bit more. And I'll go for the Blade's Edge as well. The last bit of damage. Actually, I can go for the Reap as well. Really ensure that the opponent mills a bunch here. 10 cards. Does he go to 0 here? I wonder. Actually, it doesn't go to 0. Actually, no, now he goes to 0, okay. Do you want to draw, opponent? I feel like you could use some draw. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have draw in the deck. So he's just going to die next turn. Second guy, this adventure that we managed to mill to death. Turns out the -2 mana doesn't really matter when you're just completely destroying the opponent with Gloom. Let's pick up the Power Reef on the Arachnoid Horror. It's one attack units or one or less? One or less, okay, so so if we drop down a zero cost Arachnoid Horror, it also works. That's pretty good to know. More Zoes are always great, especially if we get to Terrify even more. Adneris Aviarist. Adneris Aviarist, it's a 1-drop, so yes, let's pick it up. Your spells cost 1 less, okay. 3 Blade's Edge every turn. Ooh, and a Smooth Soloist to round out the run with an additional power. Seems pretty decent to me. Let's toss both of those back. I can actually go Precious Pet Arachnoid Horror here, because I'm going to draw at least 1 or 2. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually that's pretty decent. Let's summon the Zoe first, because she attacks right away. And let's play Precious Pet. Let's play the Arachnoid Horror. Let's play the Reborn Grenadier. Then we go for a Blade's Edge for a small ping in the opponent's Nexus. And then we attack with all our 1-drops. Ooh. Killing my Zoe. That's unfortunate. Sure would be a shame if I somehow buff the remaining units by a whole bunch. Well, let's see what's behind the super cool star shard. I suppose I'll take the Moon Silver, make this thing a 1-drop. Ten cards terrified. 15 cards terrified, in fact. The opponent has 9 cards left in his deck, damn.
You can count on me.
Poor guy.
To the field.
I can even override the cards that are not 1-drops. I'll do it. Just for the funsies.
I'll write my own story.
And now, even if the opponent somehow survives this attack, he dies from the Terrify. Man, this setup is incredible. Every game is just a massive stomp. Well, not all of them. I suppose some opponents did manage to go past turn 3. Light the way, it's drawn the first time you spend mana to play a spell or fill mana equal to its cost. Summon the weakest faller from your deck. That's definitely the one. Even more 1-drops at the start of the game. Now for the card cut. Maybe the Lighted Caretaker. It's among the clunkiest cards to play, I think. So yeah, let's get rid of it. It served its purpose decently enough. Now for the big man himself, Jarvan. I'm keeping the 1-drops that won't be added to my hand immediately from the Farsight alteration. Cyan. It's going to be useful to discard with the Reborn Grenadier, I suppose. Let's go for Zoe first. Give priority to the opponent while also establishing a bunch of damage off of the Terrify. Nothing. Okay. And I'll just do this to maximize the amount of Terrify hits. I'll save that for after the attack. Attacking first ensures that I don't overcrowd the stack. It could happen, I'm pretty sure the maximum is like 10 or 7 or something things on the stack. Walking Badger Bear. That should have been useful against the Zoe attacks. Shame you didn't play it then. Let's deal one more damage for a good measure. Ensure that we get one last Terrify off. And now we just build up a massive board. Your turn, opponent. Let's see you get out of this one. Hard playing the Jarvan. That's sad. Especially when I can just do this and kill it. I'll Terrify one, sure, why not? I'll place something that Terrifies next turn. Anything else, opponent? Or you're just going to die? And it just passes away. Kind of unluckily for him, I had a very good draft this run too. It was not just the baseline brokenness of the power. It was the fact that I could get such a massive amount of 1-drops that I could just develop an entire board of them on the first turn. Definitely a good showing for this recent purchase from the Glory Store. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.